It's a really tough decision you've been struggling to make for a long time. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's a relationship, a partner that you know you need to divorce or separate or leave, if you've been dating them. Maybe it's going to get help for health issues or counseling or coaching, things I do. Maybe there's trauma from your past and you're like, man, I just don't want to deal with it. That's very common. We all struggle with decision making on a lot of those things. And there are a couple reasons why. There's one main reason. When we're in that place contemplating, we're in massive denial because what's happening is we're projecting all of these potential possibilities and all the loss that we'll experience if we let this thing go. The truth is, most of those losses never materialize. It never plays out the way we think it will. And that's our attempt to stay stuck in the pain. In part because we're not taught how to deal with pain, and not many people give us this solution. I know for myself, I'll never forget when I decided to quit drinking. I'd been sober like a month. And I went back up to Canada to train for the season and for hockey. And I was hanging out with all the guys, all the guys on the team, all the guys I partied with, and they were throwing this big party. And I remember, and you probably remember this feeling too when you're trying to make a decision. I was sitting on the kitchen floor and there was a case of beer just right against the wall, right across from me. And I sat there pouting the whole night about, I'm no fun, nobody likes me. And, I used to be the life of the party and, whining. And I remember saying to myself, if somebody offers me a beer, I'll take it. Well, thank God nobody did. And in that moment, the next morning, I woke up and I went, you know what? I decided how that whole night went. I sat there pouting and moping, thinking nobody liked me, and I don't even know if it's true. What if I just brought I used drinking to come out of my shell. What if I just came out of my shell? What if I just chose my life? Poof, piece of cake. Everything worked out. I'll never forget, I talk about this in my book. I'd spent years working on myself. And this is a common experience with my clients, people that join the Greatness Movement University, take my programs, read my book. I get countless messages of people reading my book, and they talk about the exact same thing. Just like me, there's something they know they need to deal with, but they're scared to death to deal with it. Well, I describe in the book, I went through the exact same thing. I knew there was a piece of me. It was my gift is I can see and feel what's going on in people even more than they can most times. And so I'd use that to control the environment to try and keep myself safe. The problem is it never worked. It would always boomerang against me. And I knew I had to let go of that control. I had to give up trying to control keeping myself from being hurt. You know that feeling. We all do this. We think if we can control everybody and everything, we'll never get hurt, yet all we're ever doing is reliving the hurt. And I remember it was because I was suicidal. I was like, I can't do this. It's killing me. And as I walked down the hallway to my bed that last night, I wrote in the book, I said, tomorrow I have to wake up. And for the first time in my life, I have to not know what's going to happen. I have to stop trying to make it happen. I have to let it go. And I was just crying as I walked to bed. And I knew the next day I was going to wake up different, that my life would be different. And I woke up that next day and I walked out to the edge of the bar area and just stood there. And for the first time in my life, my mind was blank. For the first time in my life, I wasn't scared to death. And I just sat there, tears pouring down my face, and I was like, so what do I do now? I'd never lived this life. And eventually I heard a voice say, sit on the couch. So I did. And eventually I heard, and not like God or something, just inside of me. And then I heard, go to the gym. And that's how I started to learn the process of learning how to let life come to me and not control it and try and avoid pain. That's what we're all doing. That's the denial. We actually think that if we put off this decision, we'll be able to figure it out. And it never works. And as soon as I faced those demons, as soon as I made the choice, and here's the secret, this is what I discovered. The scariest thing in the world is making the choice. Once you make the choice, you realize, oh my God, this was so easy. Why didn't anyone ever tell me this? The scary thing is the choice, not actually changing. Because what we find is immediately we're energized, everything just starts working out. As I learned, the quote I say is, what I realized is once I made the choice, I realized the process of change, going through the divorce, quitting drinking, whatever my issues were, that was just discomfort. Facing all of that, facing my childhood pain, it was just discomfort. True pain. The pain that was killing me and I see killing the world. You look, this COVID thing, the riots, all of it. What you're seeing is people afraid to make the choice, and they're stuck in tremendous pain and fear. Because they think that if they make the choice, on the other side is more pain. It's exactly the opposite. But you'll never realize that until you make the choice. You'll wake up and go, oh my God, he's right. This is just discomfort, learning about this stuff and adjusting to a new way of living in life. Where I was, my inability and my decision to not choose this, that was pain, horrific pain. But you'll never feel that difference. You'll never recognize it. It'll never make sense until you make the choice. So if that's you, if there's something in your life that you've been putting off because you're in denial and you're projecting all these terrible things and how painful and bad it'll be, I'm here to tell you it's a lie, but you won't know that truth until you make the choice. But I guarantee you, every client, every university member, everybody that's made the choice, they're like, my God, you're right. This is so easy and so much more peaceful. And that's what's waiting for you. So my hope is you choose to let go of the pain. You choose to let go of the lies. You choose to let go of the denial. And you choose to live in discomfort instead of living in so much pain. So try that out. Maybe something small. Maybe you're not ready to take on the big decision. But try it with a small one and you'll see. You'll start to get a taste of it. You're like, oh my God, this isn't that hard. The scary part is the choice. Not actually living out the changes that happen. It's just the choice. So make the choice for you today and let me know how it goes. Let me celebrate how your life gets better. I hope you're having a great day. Take care.